What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 3 of Should I Go There? This time with Winter Brawl 3D. First things first, actually, the whole 3D aspect of throwing with Winter Brawl, it didn't make much sense. Because even for people who were trying to look for Winter Brawl, you couldn't. You actually had to put the 3D. A lot of times before I even went, I kept trying to see what was the schedule like. I kept trying to, register, stuff like that. And every time I looked up Winter Brawl 2019, that doesn't exist. This is a brand new thing. This has nothing to do with the Winter Brawls beforehand. This is Winter Brawl 3D. Now, what does that mean exactly? It's just 3D fighters. Right, so if you look down here, you can see Dead or Alive 6, which was actually featured this weekend, Soul Calibur 6, Tekken 7, Virtual Fighter 5, Dragon Ball Fighters. They actually spelt it wrong. That's pretty cool. Blaze Blue Cross Tag, Mortal Kombat XL, and Soul Calibur 2. So let's be real. The amount of 3D fighters is actually it's pretty good, right? So if you want to come through, if you want to play just 3D fighters, by all means, you could have, right? Now the part where I come in, right, which is pretty much the only reason I was there, and a bunch of other people were there, were Dragon Ball Fighters, right? Literally the only reason I was there. Blaze Blue Cross Tag, and Mortal Kombat XL. So let's be real. You're not going to get much people to come through. East Coast especially. I know a lot of them play 3D fighters, but not like that. So the whole Big E deciding to throw this thing, that was the first mistake. So right off the jump, we're going to be minus in 2 points. So we're actually starting this review off on an 8 because this wasn't a good idea. Anybody on the stream, any of you guys, you know this was not a good idea. Winter Brawl has been known to attract many players, across the states. I even brought this up here, where last Winter Brawl, I think this is last Winter Brawl 12. You had all these games, right? Dragon Ball Z had 316 people, Street Fighter 300, Tekken 200, so on and so forth. All these games rocking 100 people. And according to this, the attendees was about 721. We go back to this Winter Brawl. The attendees was about 261. But look at the numbers, right? Soul Calibur 6 had the most entrants with less than 100. So, if your biggest game is less than 100, you actually, I don't even think I can call it a regional. So, this is the first question, right? Is this a major? Most definitely not. Is this even a regional? I will say no. This would qualify to me as a monthly. This I don't really understand. It doesn't really make much sense to me. So Soul Calibur has 98. Yeah, this was a glorified local monthly at best. But even so, monthlies have bigger numbers. Right? Again, Soul Calibur with 98, Tekken with 87, Dragon Ball Fighters. Now, this is the interesting thing. Dragon Ball Fighters is the third biggest game here, but nobody came. It's almost as if, there was there was no advertising. I actually don't understand how there wasn't much people, regardless of whether or not it was supposed to be big or not. The numbers just don't add up. So Dragon Ball Z, 49 people. Dead or Alive, 43. Pokken, 34. Plays Blue, 28. Soul Calibur, 17. Oh, man. Now, Mortal Kombat was supposed to be I guess a side game, whatever. I don't know. This got 14. I even entered, but I quit because of obvious reasons. 14. Um, and then, of course, Virtual Fighter 5. I don't even think it happened. So, yes, as Dream Center, as you just stated, the name, the name was a problem. Like the rebranding, because again, this isn't Winter Brawl. When you think of Winter Brawl, you think of this, all these players, all this stuff, mad games. You're thinking a lot of stuff is going on. But 3D, you not only changed the name, but it was even harder to find. Right? So this happened this weekend, February 23rd, 24th, the Clarion Hotel, which is pretty much where they throw a bunch of events. If anybody's been here, they know this place is actually pretty awesome. Pretty much all Biggie events are awesome. This one, however, is just So I feel like first things first, they should have, I guess, let you know what to expect. Like it seemed to me that this was just put together. I heard that there was staff issues. I heard that there were commentator issues. I don't know how much of it is true, but I heard that those issues were pretty big. Um, Also, another thing, right, which is what Jimmy pointed out, and this actually affects Hook Gang God. The on-site was $60, so Hook actually still had to pay $60. Spectator pass was $25. For this event, that's I forgot how much I paid, but like that nothing was going on, right? So
Yeah, I stayed in the room. I didn't even go to the event because $25 to watch not much was. So I literally just sat in the room.
that's Jimmy P on the line. He's in the call with me.
Oh,
He was with me the entire weekend, and he just told you right now that there was no point in paying $25 for this event. Also, one thing I want to mention, which probably would have helped the event a lot, it probably would have saved the event, like because it would have been understanding, is if the event was one day. This not only was it not 3 days, right? It's 2 days, so it makes sense. But for this event, that's not even worth it. This event actually should have been a 1 day event. Yes, 1 day. Everything should have been done in 1 day. Um, it wasn't worth it for players to pay that much money because the payout was not worth it. Let's be real. The payout was not worth it. I asked Jimmy earlier if there was prize pools, pop bonuses, and whatnot. So
Yeah, five.
Dead or Alive had a $250 prize pool. Virtual Fighter had a $100 pop bonus. So if you take if you take things into consideration, those MK11, those 14 players, you won $90, I think, right? I would say Soul Calibur, cool. You made at least $600, right? $700. Not bad. But everything else, you didn't really make much money. I can just imagine what Hook won, maybe 300. Yeah, Hook pretty much just blocked me from winning a local. So let's be real. Hook blocked me from winning a local. He came, messed up.
Chris's rent money.
Yeah, he took my rent money away from me. Okay, he spent like a bajillion dollars to get over here to make about $300. Like, let's be real. He wasted his time. Sorry, Hook. You suck. All right. So that I don't want to blow up E. All right. E's the greatest. He threw this event. It wasn't. It didn't mean anything. It didn't mean anything at all. Um. So now, everyone is still in this venue. Um. You know, the same. It's like every other Biggie major, but without people. So one of the most important questions is like, what could you do, right? The ability to hang out, things to do outside of the tournament, food, stuff like that. That's still all there. The Denny's and stuff is still all there. But there wasn't much to do. I know a lot of people. I saw a lot of the 3D guys, the Soul Calibur players, and the Tekken players say they enjoyed it. By all means, that's awesome. But coming from a person that's trying to experience the entire event, if you're there for one game, and again, there was less than 100 people. So if you're there for one game and you're trying to watch some other stuff, no. Okay, so I'm going to drop probably a point and a half for throwing it for 2 days. It was not a 2 day event. So we go from 8 to 6.5 already. This doesn't even, like, the schedule. Nothing has even been brought up. The tournament is already going down to a 6.5. Okay, so now let's bring up the schedule. So Dragon Ball Z, I played I think at like two or four. I forgot what time I played, and of course semifinals, which is just one game, was at 8. So from like, yeah, 4 to 8, that's to play one game. There's only 30 people. This should have been done in one game. How much did they give me? I'm pretty sure I will be getting paid like $120, maybe tops. I lost more than that at the casino after the tournament. So net gain was actually negative like
What
$280.
casino? We never went to the casino.
Yeah, we never went. Yeah, that didn't happen. So my net gain for this weekend was probably overall like negative $350. Um, so that's pretty cool. Uh, but yeah, let's see. The weather was fine. Who was the event for? Player versus viewer. As you can see, as some people brought up, that the viewer count was pretty low. The player count was pretty low, but they did their best to try to entertain the crowd. There wasn't much of a crowd. One thing that, oh yeah, there was no trophy. There was just medals. I don't know if the winners of Tekken and Soul Calibur, I don't know if they got trophies, the plaques. They might have just got medals too. I don't know. Um, as Silver Master just brought up, the commentators, like I heard there was a staffing issue, so I don't know exactly again what exactly was the problem, how many people they had. I don't know who they were supposed to have, but I did notice that like when me and I forgot who was it, Hook or Lord Knight. I think we had to wait like 10, 15 minutes or something like that. But yeah, this was pretty rough. It was a rough, and the thing is that it wasn't run bad. Nothing was run bad. Everything kind of just went how it was supposed to, which is weird that I'm deducting points, not because of like the scheduling, because it's fine. It went the way it was supposed to go. It's just it wasn't worth the schedule. So, like it honestly, if the tournament would have been one day, this would have been great. Just go leave, enjoy yourself, whatever, right? The 2 day thing um, was pretty much a problem. So yeah, I like it's crazy because this is really it. There's not much else to say. Like the event, it just went by. At the end, it just all right. That's it. Next tournament. I don't know. You guys have anything else to say? Cause Jesus, and it's okay. Mediocre, yes. The thing is that it wasn't good. So by something not being good, and you go over there and it feels like it wasn't really worth the time. For a lot of people, it automatically becomes bad. It's not bad as in like, oh, this tournament sucked. It's like bad as in, damn, I spent money. So I'm sorry, E man. Like there's not really much to say. But okay, so I guess we'll go on with some of the results, right? Tekken 7, first place was Sour Piggy, Soul Calibur, Linkors, kind of figured that he would have won that. Virtual Fighter, Oneda, Oneida, Dragon Ball Fighters, Hook Gang God, Blaze Blue, Rhino or Reno. I heard that I guess there was one thing that happened this weekend, which is what Punk brought up. But Punk was there, made 0 sense for him to be there, but he was there nonetheless. He got popped off on and cross tag. I guess made a status about it, and it seemed the guy just won and was happy to win his first major.
Chris, you know Reno.
Oh, that's Reno.
Yes, it's that Reno.
Oh, snap. Oh,
Yep.
I didn't even know. So he won?
Yeah, he won.
Huh. Interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Well, there was 28 people at this tournament. Shout out to Reno. I guess, this is the first event that he won. It's the like Punk. I don't know why he typed that. Why he made that status, considering that this event is only 28 people. There was no reason to really say anything. Let's be real. There was no reason to say anything. Punk entered, he lost. Cool. Reno won. The end. But Punk typed that. Whatever. Was this a major? This 1,000% is not even a regional. This is a local. So I got second place in a local to Hook Gang God. That put it that way. Monthlies, I've seen so many monthlies get way more viewers, way more players, way more entrants. It's literally that. Let's see. What else? Is there anything else to say? At the end of the day, was it hype? No. I do realize where I'm going to minus a point again. So what did I just say? We're at 6.5. I'm gonna take a whole 1.5 points off of the fact that there was zero hypeness surrounding the event. It looked as if everyone was about to fall asleep. There was probably one hype match for at least us, right? The I don't know about the 3D guys. They, like I said, a lot of them have said great things about this tournament. I can't say that. A lot of people cannot say that. So at that point, it's just us versus them. They enjoyed it, maybe, but none of us did. Um, so yeah, I mean, again, it's a 2 day event. I flew for this event. Not really worth flying to. I thought there'd be at least a little bit more people, but there wasn't. So yeah, one big issue that I noticed was that on finals day, top 8 for Dragon Ball Z did not have sound. you couldn't hear anything. So it was very quiet. Everyone was just sitting there, just saying, just saying stuff. I saw a lot of people falling asleep. It was it was an experience. It just happened. Went commentator issue. That's it. Like, regardless of the case, I will always support Big E tournaments because that's where I started, and of course, I love going to East Coast. So the only reason I was there was because it's just another reason to go back to East Coast and support everyone. I thought this tournament would be a little bit bigger, maybe at least like 100 people for Dragon Ball Z, but we didn't even come anywhere close. Uh, yeah, Nakio, he made a good decision not coming because then we would have all been fighting for peanuts. Let's be real. If there was more better players, we would have all been fighting for peanuts. So thank God there was just us. Because I mean, damn. Like, what else can you say? Again, I'm not ragging on Big E. I'm not ragging on Big E Majors. It's just this one was just not up to par. Like, it wasn't even up to like semi par, like in a game of golf, you got five you got 5 hits to make and you go over like 10. We went on beyond like 20, so we were like minus like 15 points. um so yeah, I mean, there wasn't much going on. But if you guys did see that, oh yeah, plus, yeah, there you go, plus. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Paul B. I got that backwards. Um, Damn, there's just nothing to say. And the worst part about going was the fact that when I was going back home, my flight was delayed 5 hours, man. Like, damn, my flight was delayed 5 hours. I was supposed to do this yesterday. I was supposed to get home at 1 p.m. I got back at like 8 o'clock.
Yeah, Chris texted me at 10 p.m. Eastern. He told me he had a flight at 9 a.m. and texted me at 10 p.m.
Just ouch, ouch. This tournament was. I think we're pretty much done. We're done talking about how the tournament went. There was no hype moments. There's no links to things that happened. Uh, Damn.
I mean, I think he has a really good track record for like all the other majors he's thrown. It's just this one was kind of a miss due to the rebranding.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Oh.
And again, so I'm giving it a 5, right? This event wasn't the worst thing to happen because, as I'm saying, schedule was fine. It just wasn't worth it. The 2-day event wasn't worth it. Going wasn't worth it. I guess if you played
Oh, yeah.
if you played Tekken or Soul Calibur and you got top 3, maybe it was semi worth it. But if you played anything else that weekend, not worth at all. Even if you won, just not worth. Exonk,
Zygon,
thank you so much.
Zygon, did you see KDZ pop off like Grr?
Yeah,
That
okay,
was
so I guess I'll bring that up. So I would say the coolest thing for me and I guess a few other people that happened at Winter Brawl was in my room. I streamed a little bit of Munchkin. Well, the whole game of Munchkin, which lasted about, what was it, like 3, 4
4
hours?
hours. 4 hours. That 1 hour game became 4 hours.
Yeah. So okay. First things first. When you're playing a game, a board game, right? You need to learn the rules, right? Most of us have never played that game, so when we were all playing, they had to explain to us what was going on. Now, while KDZ was explaining what was going on, I still wasn't even listening. So everyone else was listening. Kugur, I don't know who that other guy that was there, Lionheart,
Lionheart. Yeah.
me, you, KDZ. I wasn't even listening. But in less than like 15 minutes, I already got the rules down. Munchkin, if you guys have never played Munchkin, it's like a RPG type game where you have to level up by defeating monsters and and using effect cards, and you have to get to level 10. And once you get to level 10, you win. But you know, you can die, you can start back from 1, you could go down levels, you know, there's effects on cards, follow them. But for some reason, the weird part about playing Munchkin with these guys was none of them followed the rules. It was as if nobody even understood how to play the game, even after being explained 14 times. They didn't know what cards did. They kind of threw out cards without even reading them. That's a problem. That makes no sense to me. There were so many instances during that game where people were just grabbing cards and throwing them and were like, I'm using this. Did you even read? Did you read? There's words on the card. You didn't read them. So that was what was going on for about 3 hours until at some point everyone kind of wanted to quit. So we
Cyberjarred the board.
No, that wasn't Gerd. That was Lionheart.
Lionheart.
So Lionheart decided to use a card on Jimmy for reasons unknown. There was no reason to use it at all, but he decided to use a card on Jimmy, which made Jimmy sell something, and whatever he sells, we have to sell with gold equal to or more than that item.
And I Monster Reborn the most expensive card in the game, so he just wiped everybody out.
Yeah, so Jimmy sold a card that was 1,300, which I think is the highest amount that's worth in the game. We all had like 400 or 500 gold items. Pretty much
you lose everything.
So pretty much what happened was everyone lost all of their cards. Why did Lionheart play that card? I don't know. He just threw it out there. Nobody was reading. Nobody was paying attention. But for some reason, they wanted to play the game. It's like they just wanted to take up space. I don't really understand. It was very, very, very weird. I've never experienced that with anybody ever. Just decision making was. I'm glad KDZ won because it seemed that he was the only person that knew what was going on. Jimmy made another stupid decision by throwing away cards, and he made everyone else throw away cards to just screw me. I swear to God, it was the biggest waste of time, a bigger waste of time than even Winter Brawl. But for some reason, it was even hyper than Winter Brawl.
You know what's better than winning? Making you lose. Fuck you, Chris. Fuck you.
Every decision back to back was just straight stupid. Everyone just wanted to call everyone stupid. Like KDZ looked like he was catching an aneurysm. I could see veins popping out of his head, trying to be patient because he's a nice guy. So I could see him losing his mind on what's going on because nobody was paying attention.
Oh, I have the clip. Somebody clipped that thing where remember when Gerd didn't want to read the card because he can't read? I'm gonna post it in the chat. It's fairly loud, so if you watch it, lower the volume.
Okay. No, I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play it in.
Okay.
We got a hype moment. All right. Let's see what we got here. Oh my God! This is mad loud.
Show everybody. No, show everybody. Show everybody. I can't read it. Now read it. Now you can read it. I can't read it. Now read it. No, don't read it. Let him read it. Man, you're tiny. Sit down, you tiny dick. I'm gonna need you to take the 2-inch hammer and read the goddamn.
My head is blowing up. I told you guys to lower the volume.
Oh my God, that's so bad. Oh. Okay, that pretty much sums up what happened this weekend. Nobody knew what was going on. Like, Jesus Christ, it's just it. Damn, man, nobody wanted to read. Nobody. It was. Oh God. Oh God. just awful, man. Everything just bad. But that pretty much sums up the weekend. Just question marks. The entire weekend was a question mark. Um, but for you guys who did join on the stream, who watched us play even for a little bit, I'm going to be doing that a little bit more since I fixed everything last weekend. So I was kind of YOLOing this streaming thing, and I realized that it wasn't so bad. So I'm gonna start doing that a little bit more. I'll be streaming like more board games and what's going on. Um, but yeah, like
Yeah, for April Annihilation, let's do it again for sure. Maybe instead of Munchkin, I can get another game. But Munchkin was pretty damn fun. I'd want to run it back, even though those stupid guys were there. It was
yeah, okay. So this is gonna be the rule. Okay, I'm gonna be streaming these games, these board games. Maybe we wanted to stream Mario Party, but we didn't get
yeah.
onto
We
it
had so many
because
people.
yeah, there were so many people.
So
There was a lot of nonsense going on. So I was just like, all right, let's just play Munchkin with the people we got here.
I bought a capture card for no reason.
Yeah, so he bought a capture card. He did. Did you return it yet?
No,
Oh snap!
I got to though. It's $200.
Yeah. So we kind of just YOLO this whole thing out, and honestly, it worked out. It worked out better than I thought it would. So, congratulations to me and Jimmy for
Yeah,
doing our
I'll
best.
bring my boom mic next time. I have a stand-up boom mic,
Okay, cool.
so we don't have this the camera blowing up with sound issue like that video right there.
Yeah,
Because yeah,
but I think it'd be pretty cool. So I guess that's one thing good that came out of this tournament is that there will be more of those like shenanigans happening in my room. Now, as for random people coming through and playing, that will not be happening. So it will be a lot more professional. And if not professional, at least we'll have people like Flux, who he's actually pretty good at these type of games. People like me, pretty good at these type of games. KDZ was good. Jimmy be getting iffy at times. So it will be conscious-minded people. So the next time that this happens, it won't be as long, and if it is long, at least it'll be entertaining. Can Flux read? I think he can. I think he can. All right. He works.
Man.
He makes his money. He seems like a grown man.
I haven't played a board game with Flux since that time at Monopoly at Nelson's house, dude,
Yeah, that
where he
was
savaged me.
that was bad. That was bad.
Yeah.
But yes, Flux is also a scumbag. He's a smart scumbag.
Oh my God, he made me give up all my. Made me give him a Monopoly so he can free up the hotels. Like that was our trade, and then he hoteled it up after I gave him the Monopoly
Yeah.
because the game was not progressing. So then I gave up all my assets to the other player to make him lose. But still, that was fucked up. So I hate him. We don't luck.
Girl legit can't read. No, he can read. It's just that he saw a big word, and every time he saw a big word, he just quit life.
Yeah, it was like hecka quandrum later or something like that. It was like a really long word, and he was like, "Yeah, I don't want to read," so he just tossed it on the table.
as if that means anything. Like you toss it out. Yo, dog. Like we don't know what's on the card, and he just here. Oh, cool. So it was a pretty ugly thing that was going on, but we made the best of it. So that's one good thing. But yeah, back to Winter Brawl 3D. I think I'm done. Any of you guys have any questions, any concerns? Because right now, out of 10, this tournament gets a 5. And I don't know why I'm not giving it lower, but I just feel like there's because it wasn't a bad tournament. It just wasn't worth the time. So for locals, cool. You guys can go. You can support, Big E and whatnot. If you guys just want to chill with your friends, that would be awesome. But if anybody wants to travel, even for guys from New York, like I felt like this was just a Jersey event or a Philly event. But yeah, like the New York guys, it seemed that like they felt like they wasted a lot of the time. So yeah, it's like 5 out of 10. Glorified local. Winter Brawl 3D. So I guess the main question, right, which is the title of this show. Should I go there? Should you guys go there? It's up to you. Do you want to play some Soul Calibur and or Tekken? By all means, go. If you want to play absolutely anything else, don't go. That's the name. That's the name of the game. 5 out of 10. 50-50. Flip a coin. You wake up in the morning. You take a shower. You put on your outfit. Then you flip a coin. Heads you go. Tails you don't. That's it. Nothing else. If it was a 5 this year, how was it in the past years? They were always a little bit better because, like I pulled up over here, right? There was a lot more people. It was a lot more hype. Even if the scheduling was awful,
Yeah, I was
at,
gonna
at,
say there was
at,
there
at
were some
least
times where we were hours delayed, but I mean, although like the event ended up, you know,
it still works out.
volume, yeah, volume versus like the amount of people there versus the staff they had there. So
It just wasn't this time. It just wasn't worth it.
yeah, yeah,
Because I play a bunch of games, which means at some point any Big E tournament is worth it to me, regardless of whether or not I do good or not. It's still worth it for someone like me to come from the West Coast to East Coast to play some games. Um, what about if you are close? By all means, same thing. Wake up in the morning, flip a coin, heads you go, tails you don't. But uh, at the end of the day, do you play Soul Calibur and or Tekken? If the answer is no, then ignore the rest of this. There was no pop bonuses. There was no money to be made. So it was just people chilling. That's it. Got a few drinks. It's how you make it.
yeah. The amount of familiar faces was really minimal too.
Yeah.
I
Besides for the people that was in the room, it was just like,
Yeah.
all right, it's just kind of like the anime guys a little bit, and then Punk. One Street Fighter guy. Any other questions? Any other concerns? Well, yeah, if you had fun, you had fun. Like I said, the Soul Calibur guys, the Tekken guys, it looked like they had some fun. But I mean, that's it. I can't. I'm not everybody, but I speak for a bunch of people. um, unless you play Tekken or Soul Calibur, then the end.
yeah, Jump Force is 3D. Tell him.
Actually, Jump Force would have probably been all right. I would have. I honestly, I would have watched that. I'm not even kidding. That would have been probably the only game to watch. But yeah, this pretty much sums up today's episode of Should I Go There? The answer is maybe. You get 5 out of 10. Sorry, Big E, but this wasn't your best performance.